Okay, so we'll continue with the meanings. Now we're in Slokam 1, so we're going to start with the Slokam Sri Vaisampayana uvaca. This is the Slokam that is actually the first Slokam in the Mahabharata. All the Slokams that came before were Prarthana Slokams that were added later. So this is where the actual Slokam, if you go look in the Mahabharata, it'll start with this Slokam. Sri Vaisampayana uvaca Shrutva dharmana seshena pavanani cha sarvashah Yudhishtira shantanavam punerevabhya bhashata. Sri Vaisampayana said, after fully listening to the discourse on all the dharmas and all the other purifying acts, Yudhishtira once again addressed the son of Shantanu, who was Bhisma. So, as I had mentioned before, Yudhishtira had asked Bhisma, had a session before the Sahasranamam where he had asked about what are the different dharmas, what are the different aspects of those dharmas, what are the fruits that are gained by all those dharmas. So after that session is over, now he is again addressing Bhisma. So it says, Sri Vaisampayana uvaca. So who is this Vaisampayana? We've been talking about Vedavyasa, we talked about Yudhishtira, we talked about Bhisma. So who is this Vaisampayana? Vaisampayana was a disciple of Vedavyasa, and he was the actual narrator of the Mahabharata. So the Mahabharata was handed down from Vedavyasa to his disciples, and Vaisampayana was the one who revealed the Mahabharata publicly for the first time, where he gave it as a discourse to King Janamajayan as part of a homam that he was doing. So if you look at Mahabharata in many different places, it will say Sri Vaisampayana uvaca, because he was the narrator of the Mahabharata. So what does Vaisampayana say? He says, Shrutva, having listened, dharman, to the discourses on all the dharmas as outlined in the Vedas and the Puranas, aseshena, completely, and pavananicha, also having listened about other purification acts like tapas, japa, yatras, etc., sarvashaha, in entirety. So Bhishma had told him all the different types of dharma, the aspects of each of the dharma, what is the method, what are the type of fruits that are reaped. He had explained all that to Yudhishtira, but still at the end, Yudhishtira was not satisfied. So, Yudhishtira, Shantanavam, to the son of Shantanu. Bhishma was the son of King Shantanu and Mother Ganga. If you read the Mahabharata, it's a very, very interesting story about Bhishma and what all he did and what all he underwent. So, Shantanavam, here is talking about Bhishma. So, Yudhishtira, Shantanavam, to the son of Shantanu, Punar eva, once again, Abhyabhashata, addressed with folded hands. So despite having listened to all the dharmas, Yudhishtira was not satisfied and again addressed Bhishma with 6 questions. So now the next Slokam 2 and 3, are the 6 questions that Yudhishtira is going to ask Bhishma. So, Slokam 2. Kimekam Devatam Loke Kimapyegam Parayanam Stuvantakam Kamachanta Prapnuyur Manava Shubham. So, in Slokam 2, 4 questions are asked. So, the first question that Yudhishtira asked is, Kimekam Devatam Loke. Who is the one supreme God as indicated in the Vedas? Kim, who? Ekam, one, Devatam, God, Loke. Now Loke, instead of interpreting it as in the world, it is more as who is indicated in the Vedas, because the Vedas talk about lot of gods and all. So he's saying Kimekam Devatam Loke, who is the one supreme God as indicated in the Vedas. So that is the first question. Question number 2. Kim va api ekam parayanam. What is the ultimate goal in life? Parama ayanam, which is the highest goal in life. So the goal that once you reach, there's nothing beyond it that needs to be reached again. So unlike us humans, when we have certain goals, once we reach them, we get restless and then we go for we want to look for the next goal. So for example, if I have a motorcycle, then, I want to get a car. I want to get a Toyota Corolla. Once I get a Corolla, I'm not happy. I want to get a Toyota Camry. Once I get a Camry, I want to get a Lexus and then a Tesla. It keeps going on and on. But this parama ayanam, this parayanam, is the ultimate goal. Once you reach it, there is no desire for any other goal because it is the ultimate goal. There's nothing beyond that goal. Kim va api ekam parayanam. Question number 2. What is the ultimate goal in life? Question number 3. Stuvanta kam. By praising whom? And here, stuvanta means is anything that is done through the mouth. So, by praising whom through the mouth, so through chanting, to saying his names, who should be praised? Stuvanta kam. Kam archantaha. Who is to be worshipped? That is question number 4. Kam archantaha. Who is to be worshipped? For what? Prapnuyur manava shubham. For mankind to attain peace and prosperity. Manavaha, mankind. Prapnuyur, to attain. Shubham, peace and prosperity. So, in this first slokam number 2, we have covered the 4 questions. Question 1, Kimekam Daivatam Loke, who is the one supreme God as indicated in the Vedas. Question 2, Kimva api ekam parayanam, what is the ultimate goal in life? Stuvantakam, by praising whom through the mouth. Kam archantaha, who is to be worshipped through archana, such that prapnur manavaha shubham, such that mankind can attain peace and prosperity. Now going on to slokam 3, the first line is the question number 5. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha. What dharma of all the dharmas is the greatest in your opinion? So, Yudhishtira had listened to all the dharmas, but now he's specifically asking Bhishma, in your opinion and in your experience, which dharma is the greatest of all? Right? Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha. That is question 5. And the last question, question 6. Kim japan mucyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. That is, by doing japam to who can living creatures be released from the bonds of janma samsara, that is the repeated cycle of births and deaths. Kim japan, by praising whom, yare jabichal, jantuhu, living creatures, mucyate, are released, janma samsara bandhanat, from the bondage or bandhan, from the bondage of janma samsara. So what is this janma samsara? In this, the word janma represents the cycle of an individual soul being born in the womb, taking birth, existing, dying, and going to either heaven or hell based on their karmas, and then coming back again into the womb. So this repeated cycle, that is what the word janma represents. The word samsara represents the karmas that the soul carries based on what actions it has done. The avidya that the soul has, in terms of the avidya means ignorance, because the soul, we don't realize who we really are, what our real nature is, and we don't realize what our relationship to the God or the super soul is. So that is the avidya or the ignorance that is there. Also vasanas. Vasanas means impressions. So from life to life, whatever we have done, we carry these latent impressions from birth, from each birth to next birth. And these are called vasanas. So that's why certain people are interested in certain things, their mind goes in a certain ways due to all the vasanas that have been built up over the time, over different births. And ruchi, which is the actual desire or the interest. So that is what janma samsara means. So the release from all this for mankind, how do they attain? By doing japam on whom? So that is the 6th question. So to summarize the 6 questions once again, Question 1. Kimekam Daivatam Loke. Who is the one supreme God as indicated in the Vedas? Kim va api ekam parayanam. What is the ultimate goal in life? Stuvantakam. By praising whom? Kam archantaha. By worshipping whom? Prapnayur manava shubham. Can mankind attain peace and prosperity? Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha. What dharma of all the dharmas is the greatest in your opinion? And the last question. Kim japan mucyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. By doing japam on whom can living creatures be released from the bonds of janma samsara? Now in the next session, we will see the answers that Bhishma gives to these questions and how that leads into the 1000 names.